Alright, it's Saturday morning. I got my coffee. Alright, where's the start button? There we go. Let's see if this works. It is so hard to stream on one screen. So there we go. Alright, I think we're in. I got my coffee, one. I got my coffee, two. We'll see if we can get through without 3 coffees today. Okay, Fed, good morning. Welcome to Creative Coffee. And this is a show where I drink vast amounts of coffee and try to say something profound without embarrassing myself. Or at least that's the catch line this week, or at least this month is what we're doing. So, anyhow, how is everybody doing this week? Really? That's amazing! Good to hear it. The trick to learning how to stream properly and efficiently and wonderfully is learning how to talk to yourself. But we got some things that I wanted to show this morning. We got a little bit of a show and tell. I keep all of my nice, wonderful. Hold on a second. Let me blow this up so that you can see it a little bit better. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm so not used to using one screen. I usually have 3 screens, so I'm kind of technically I'm in Atlanta, and technically I'm on the road at this point because Colorado is the home base now. But I keep all of my stickers in this nice little coffee. Not coffee. This is a cigar box. Woo! I need more coffee. Anyhow, I am getting ready to order more stickers. I am fantastically sold out at the moment, so I'm getting ready to run a whole other batch of stickers, so stay tuned for that. I am going to be making the stickers available through my Patreon page. So if you haven't checked my Patreon page, you can get to it through my website, keithpasick.com. I will also put link in the comments after the stream today. But I am going to be, I'm trying something new on the Patreon with one of the tiers, and I'm going to be making one of the tiers sort of for $6 a month. You will get one new, God, I'm just, woo, breathing too heavy. You will get one new sticker every month, and it's going to go in order in the way that they're ordered. So you will start with the Ganesh sticker and slowly work through book 1, book 2, and book 3. I'm hoping to have book 4 done by the end of this summer and have that available. So stickers are available in 3 different ways. You can either do it on the tier on Patreon for the $6 a month, where you get one, you'll get a new one every month, or you can buy them in their full collections on my website. I don't do them individually on my website because that is just an operational and logistics nightmare trying to handle 27 stickers in an online store at the moment, and it's a little bit beyond like what I can really have time to deal with at the moment. So I have to kind of sell them in collections. And then the other way to get stickers is if you see me at any events, particularly Soul Dance. I will be at the next Soul Dance on July 23rd will be my next Soul Dance. So I've got a trip to Colorado and back between now and then, and but I will be at the next Soul Dance, and I don't know. I'm mostly just doing Soul Dance as events at the moment. But if you happen to see me, I typically am carrying this box of stickers, so I always have stickers with me. the stickers are basically the way that I have of portraying my artwork, where every story, every piece of artwork that I do has a story onto itself. And the stickers are designed so that you can sort of connect them and play with them, and all of the stories are sort of connected in a way. You just sort of have to kind of figure that out for yourself. Um, there's a means and methods to it, but I will reveal that as we go, as I have time to be able to publish it. There is so much to, as a professional artist, there is literally every day is full of things that you gotta do. You gotta deal with marketing. You gotta get out there. You gotta get people to see you. You gotta work on your product lines. You gotta make sure that your website is up to date. You need to make sure that all of your social media platforms are not seamlessly, but in some way communicating in a way to each other. You need to have everything sort of developed into a funnel. Um, for me, my funnel is my website. I funnel everybody, and I try to funnel everybody to my website. And as my website continues to grow and develop, the plan is to have a lot of things there for you to do. It's basically, my website is going to be a repository for all of the things that I do. So, but then you need to get out there, and then you also need to make time to produce, and then you got to leave time in there to regulate your downtime, and you have to basically be able to rest. You got to be able to have space to be able to do your production work that is undisturbed. There's just a lot to it. I've been doing it roughly now, oh God, 20 years? I think I've been doing it 20 years. So, but here on Creative Coffee, what we do is, other than me drinking vast amounts of coffee, is I'm either working on something, or if somebody is in the audience that has a question or wants to share, this is a good space to come talk to me about projects that you're working on. A good place to come for artistic advice, creative advice, or any advice in general that you don't mind somebody mansplaining it to you. That's a joke. Kind of. I don't know. Do I mansplain? It's kind of hard not mansplaining when you're the only person that's talking. Anyhow. We'll see. I'm a little bit off today, if you can't tell. I am a little bit out of wind. I have totally forgot to start recording this. I don't know. Record. Alright, we're recording it now. I do have the mute off, right? Alright, if you can't hear me, let me know. Like I said, I am streaming from my portable studio today, which means I only have one screen. I have the broadband capabilities here, but I'm usually streaming with 3 screens, and when you lose those 2 extra eyes, it gets a little bit difficult. So, how's everybody doing out there? I see a bunch of you out there. Feel free to chime in and say hello. We are currently streaming through, I stream through Facebook, my Twitch channel, and my YouTube channel simultaneously. So, good morning, Michelle! It is a pleasure to see you. You are always a shining moment when you pop in the chat box. We always get into some really, really good, deep conversations, so I always look forward to seeing you. How's your week been? Anything going on? Well, I pour some more coffee. I am only 1.5, I'm 5 minutes into the show and I've already drank half of the coffee. I should have gotten more coffee. Today might be a 4 French press day. Good morning, Thomas. Welcome on board. That is good, Michelle. I am, I don't know what I am today. I'm trying to figure it out. Um, I'm going to be completely honest. It was a struggle to get to the stream today because I am out of wind this week. So maybe we'll talk about, you know, what do you do when you have to keep going but you have no energy? It's not that I'm tired and I feel like I need rest. I feel like I'm getting enough rest. It's just, I call them doldrums. You know, sometimes on the show we go back and forth talking about doldrums. And what doldrums are those sort of when the creative wind gets out of your sail and you just feel stuck in the water. And it's like, I feel like any amount of copy that I do for social media just sounds stupid. Stupid, force, and fake. And I really hate when that comes because it's you kind of got to keep the wheels spinning and you're just out of juice. And I know I probably should just take some time off and regulate, but you know, I got bills to pay. But looks like we got a pretty good audience this morning. We're up to 5 people. I am. Um, it's weird. Sometimes it gets to the point where I feel like I'm oversleeping because I'm pretty good at like napping and taking a break during the day. My work cycle is 12 hours long, but it's not 12 hours consistently. You know, I like to work in sort of little, I call them pods. So I like to work in pods of about 4 hours. Um, and then I'll take a break, and then I usually take a nap. I take about 3 to 4 naps a day. I think the problem is sometimes it might be I'm sleeping too much, you know, and it's like I'm not I think what it really is like I'm not exercising enough, and I'm not getting sort of the muscles up to a critical speed for the day, and I just kind of fall back into the pillow. So, um, am I coming across okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear the birds chirping? Are the birds too loud? So yeah, one of the problems with streaming is I used to stream with like music in the background, and I usually love to stream with music in the background. But then I usually get flagged for copyrights and stuff like that. So I just like mostly to have white noise in the background. Um, and I felt static was too poltergeists, run to the light, Carol Ann type of stuff. Um, I finally settled on a really good YouTube channel. This is the, let's see. So this is the YouTube channel that I'm using right now for stress relief. Um, I like to have that in the background because it seems to thwart the algorithms that look for copyright infringements. So, and it's just, I don't know, it's just calmer, nicer. I like it. Um, One of the funny things about my YouTube is I think I listen to a lot of rain. It's amazing that there are like just popular rain channels on YouTube where you just basically have a camera like recording it raining. And it's amazing how popular they are. So, I mean, I love the white noise of rain. It's, you know, it's soothing. It helps get my mind into a more balanced state. and it allows me to focus a little bit better. So, um, and that's really the key about it. A lot of times in the creative workflow, it's just about being able to focus and not letting the mind get distracted. This week's been awful because I feel like I've just not been able to focus on the things that I needed to focus on. And it's funny, like, I feel like I've been a failure this week, but I still put in a full solid 40 hours worth of work. But that's just the way that I am. I drive myself so damn hard. Um, yeah, Jazz Channel. The problem with Jazz Channel is I like it, but it's I get too lost in the music. I start to get lost in the music, and um, also depends on what kind of jazz it is. Um, it's just like the white noise or the ADM. I can never. Is it ADSM? ASMR? I don't know. I don't know what that acronym is. But just the sounds that are designed to just get you into a good creative flow. Um, I don't know. It's just YouTube is AMSR. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Tom. That's what it is. I can never remember AMSR. Um, I keep wanting to say ADHD. Oh, anyhow, we're looking at one of my playlists. I'm working on a new playlist this week of just mostly kind of driven off of a band called Goose, which I've discovered this past month, which I am really digging this band called Goose. But I'm putting together a new sort of driving playlist for when I'm on the road. I've got a playlist for when I hit the Colorado border. Um, this is just my sort of general sort of new playlist that I'm working on where I am just um, yeah, just like a good chill driving, like songs that good have good sort of guitar riffs and rhythms that sort of align with the rhythm of the road type of stuff, but not like too like do 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 do. I don't want to bang my head too much. I usually end up with a headache. Um, but yeah. So there's that. I got that going for me. So what were we doing? I don't know. This is what I'm playing with today. So, as many of you know, since I started this, let's see, Goose was headlining a festival I saw, never heard of them, and now I'm thinking it might be worth a listen. I actually saw them as, I can never pronounce the name, Orebolo. Orebolo. And it's kind of like it's like kind of like their acoustic sort of let's go out and have fun doing some stuff, just doing acoustic. It's the lead singer from Goose. I saw them, and then I got introduced to Goose through them at the Vale Amphitheater about 2 weeks ago. And I've just been listening to them sort of they've kind of been the base band that I've been listening to on YouTube Music. I don't do Spotify anymore. I switched to YouTube Music because I already have YouTube Premium, and with YouTube Premium you get YouTube Music, and with YouTube Music I don't need Spotify. It's just Spotify got cut when I went through I have way too many subscriptions. Why is my account going like, the worst feeling is when you have all of these subscriptions that you've forgotten about and you're running low on cash in your bank account and then you get another, oh, subscription tag, this subscription just drew another $5, this subscription, and you just slowly see your account dwindling down to zero, and I'm like, This has got to stop. So, yeah, if it ain't got that funk, it's nothing but skunk. That's what I say. If it ain't got that funk, it's nothing but skunk. But thank you for joining me this morning. I've actually needed company this morning. I was not looking forward to coming on board, coming on here and doing another sort of like I enjoy the solo sessions where I'm mostly just I'm working on something and I'm kind of explaining it as I go. But I really needed company this morning. So thank you all for being here. Um, we've got a pretty decent crowd this morning, so so I've been thinking of this whole week for a caption for this week's Forever is Fleeting comic, and I I think the caption for this frame is going to be um, adventures make the best gifts. I think I'm going to go something along those lines. An adventure is the best gift. Adventures are the best gifts you can give. Something along those lines. Like taking somebody on an adventure being the best gift that you can give them. You know, cuz like I love both facets of an adventure. I love being taken on an adventure, and I love hosting an adventure. I like when I am being taken on an adventure, I like being just at the whims of the person that is leading the way, surprise the hell out of me. And then I like to be the person setting up behind the stage on the adventure on the other one. Right now, I can use a really good adventure where somebody takes me on complete, so just like surprise, not knowing where we're going, not knowing where we end up. Just as long as it's cool, it's beautiful, and it's a lot of fun, and there's at least a couple of places for alcohol along the way. Alcohol is nice on an adventure. I hope so. Are we in an are we in an economic depression? It's hard to tell these days because the thing that I feel like we're going through right now is there's parts of the economy that are failing and there's parts of the economy that are thriving right now. And I don't think it's the economy as a whole that is tanking. I think the economy is shifting, and I've been saying this for about a decade now, is just, you know, you hear a lot of people screaming that like, oh, you can't, fast food restaurants can't fill the jobs because nobody wants to work. I don't think that's the case. I think the problem is that the younger generation has more opportunities now to do things in the digital economy that like we weren't privy to back in the day, and they're doing it. I mean, a person, if they have set themselves up properly, can make, can make more money streaming themselves playing video games than they can make working at a McDonald's. And that's the truth of it. All right? People can make more money by doing, you know, social marketing or, God, I can't think of the word. What is it in social marketing? Not a sustainer, not a supporter. God, what is that term? I hate being old. I can't remember simple words. Influencer. I have a 10-second delay on my brain today. People can make more money being an influencer on Instagram these days than they can working at a fast food restaurant. So it's not that I feel people are just deciding not to work. It's just nobody wants to work those jobs anymore because there's other jobs that are better paying, and that's what's happening. But I don't know. That's my opinion. Does that make sense? I mean, you know, I it's taken me 10 years, but I can make more money off of selling stuff through the internet and being an influencer than I can going and working retail. I mean, that's the real hard truth of it. That's the real hard truth these employers are having to face. Yeah, AI is coming. And again, in that situation, is the AI is going to take away jobs? Yes. They're going to take AI is going to take away jobs, just like manufacturing and robotics in factories took away jobs in the 70s. You know, digital like Photoshop was, you know, digital cameras were like they said digital cameras was going to kill the photographer. They said digital painting and Photoshop was going to kill the artist. You know, they said Napster was going to kill the music industry. The thing is, every time one of these new items comes online, there's a shift that happens. And at this point, we've seen so many shifts. And you align your vessel or the way that you travel or the way that you perceive your business to be in line with those shifts, then you move with them. Yes, is going to take away certain jobs, but AI is also going to add jobs, you know, and it's also going to open up the field for being able to produce more. So, you know, there's a give and take to it. Um, it's usually, honestly, this is usually the times that usually when there's the generation shift, when the older generation just doesn't want to learn the new tools and they retire. That's really what's probably going to get hurt the most. I mean, I've seen it in architecture all the time. You know, just CAD, computer aided design. Any architect that didn't conform to CAD in the 90s basically got fired by the end of the 90s because everything shifted in that way, but they didn't want to shift. They wanted to keep doing it like the way that they want, and I can understand that. I mean, you get to the point where you're 40 years old, 50 years old, you're tired of learning shit. I'm like, I don't want to learn more stuff. I don't want to learn a new system, and you get tired. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm at a loss of words right now on that whole sort of thing because the tools that I see coming down the road are tools that I have been waiting for my whole life. I'm like, things are finally computer technology and the tools that I have to do my craft. I have been waiting 25 years for, and I finally have the tools that I wish I had 25 years ago. And, you know, I see these tools that are coming and they're unleashing me in a way that I can take my creativity and my imagination further. And I think that's a positive perspective to look at it. And, you know, if you are a person, a creative person with that vision, you will find a way to bring that vision out. And that vision is going to constantly evolve, and nobody's going to be able to steal that vision because that vision is going to be unique to you. And yeah, I know. I mean, it can be exhausting. I know, but yeah. I mean, life is hard. Work is hard. Um, we are not our parents' generation or our parents' parents' generation, where the job market stayed the same for 30 years. There's always the next gold rush that's coming through technology. Every adventure is a gift. I like that. Every question is every adventure with someone or just every adventure is a gift. I think every adventure is a gift. Part of these captions is to make it as generic, not generic. Generic is such a generic word. Generic is so generic. It's just I want it to be able to appeal to as many people as possible. Not ambiguous or vague or anything like that. Just has multiple meanings and multiple dimensions that you need to kind of explore in multiple different ways. That's the way that I like to play with words. Because I like to feel like the words can be doorways to different universes, and they can be doorways to multiple universes at the same time. Let me write that down and see how that looks. Yeah. What's a good definition for trite? There we go. That's that. But I need to pull in some black. Oh, that's why I got opacity set down. I love how the English language just has so many words. I feel like my vocabulary is constantly exercising itself. It's constantly expanding. Every adventure is a gift. Adventures make the best gifts. I'm gonna go ahead. I want to duplicate this because I'm gonna make a couple here. All right. So I'm gonna go here. I need to kind of lower this screen just a little bit. All right. really miss my big screen at home. There we go. Yeah, Steve Perry is often overlooked these days. It's a he's become a sad story. You know, I feel really bad for him. You know, um, the madness of a lead singer. He tried coming out with a solo album a few years ago. I think it was after I think his wife had died. Um, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, it's like, there's certain singers that didn't age well, like Lou Reed didn't age well, Vince Neil didn't age, like their voices didn't age well. Steve Perry's voice, unfortunately, didn't age well. And I just feel sad that, like, um, you know, I guess it happens. Every adventure is a gift. It's really the truth, though. You know, um, people that have the knack for being able to take people on adventures, like, and I'm not talking about like just vacations that are just mundane and basically just follow the status quo. um, you know, being able to take somebody on a unique adventure that makes it feel like it's personal to them, that is a true gift for somebody to arrive. Interesting. An adventure is to arrive. Where do you arrive? It's do you arrive in peace, like to arrive in peace, to arrive in fun, to arrive. Advent, adventure. I love looking at the etymology of words. I love knowing where words come from. You know, because like words just warp. You know, language warps, and the meanings just change and they shift. You know, um, I think like one word. I think I believe this is so. I learned this. At least this is what Salvador Dali said. The word fetish is not necessarily sexually oriented. The word fetish traditionally means an object of worship. It was Sigmund Freud that kind of commandeered the word and then put it towards using it towards a sexual psychology type of thing. Then it's sort of from then point forward got associated sort of as you know, kinky flow. Um, we're going on an adventure, Charlie. We're on an adventure. We're going to Candy Mountain. Yay! Had to pull some Charlie the Unicorn in there. If you're not familiar with Charlie the Unicorn, YouTube that one. So, yeah, Freud is Freud. You know, Freud is to Carl Jung the way Edison was to Tesla. That's the way that I look at those. It's weird. There's always seems to be the bad boy and the good boy, but then that kind of line gets blurred as well. What if Frodo was Freud? All right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know. I'm not feeling like actually doing any legitimate work on today's episode. I'm kind of enjoying talking to all of you. But I probably should be getting back on the road to Colorado. I need to be back in Colorado by the end of next week, I think. What day is today? Today's the 4th. Yeah, I need to be back in Colorado by this time next week. So I gotta somehow get to Colorado this next week. So that's gotta happen. Especially whatever's hitchhiking that particle of dust. Yeah. We're just in a universe of things going places constantly. Nothing is ever truly sitting still. Everything is in a constant state of moving. You know, I think, what is it? I think we're going at about 600 kilometers per second at the moment. Or at least floating, our galaxy is floating through space at about 600 kilometers per second. Then the sun is moving through space, the Earth is moving through space, the galaxy is moving through space, the cluster is moving through space, the universe is probably moving through some sort of space that it calls its own. I guess the best thing to do is find a good vessel to ride in. And make sure that you get a window seat or an aisle seat. The middle seat is the shitty seat. Especially if you get stuck between a fighting couple. Alrighty. Alrighty. More coffee. I feel like a Dead or Alive song. You spin me right, right, baby, right round like a record, baby, right, right, round, round. I think that's like the Earth's favorite song. Ah. So, coffee is definitely helping. I know coffee is just a drug. I know all drugs lie. I know coffee is a lie. But you know what? I like the ritual of coffee. You know? I like the smell of the coffee. I like the buzz of the coffee. I don't really know if I really even notice the crash anymore because my whole life just feels like a crash sometimes. But at least it does today, man. Having the wind knocked out of your sails is such a tough thing to recover from. And that's basically been the week. And I know enough to keep moving. I know to keep moving that ultimately you get through it. It's just sluggishness that you end up going through. It always swings back around. Everybody's beeping me! Signs, signs, everywhere are signs, rocking up the scenery, breaking my mind. Oh. Yeah, it's... I guess it's the calm before the storm, I guess. You know, I have to remember that I'm not 30 in my 30s anymore. I'm in my 50s, and I can't go at just constant speed anymore. um, I gotta break, you know, or you break. You either break or you break. You either take a break or you break. And breaking is not fun, or at least one where you end up broken. So I don't want to take, you know, I'm at this point in my life where I'm starting to like not take the stimulants, not drink the Red Bull. um, Coffee is okay, but it's like I am, you know, at the point where my recoveries and my downtime and the valleys are shorter without the stimulants. So, like the fast amount of stimulants that you take in the manic episode are no longer worth the time you spend in the crash. The crash. So, and a lot of times that we sit there, it's like we push really hard and we push really, really fast to get some things done, and then we break. And then we go really, really, really hard and fast, and then we break. And then we go really, really, really hard and fast, and then we break. It's just, I'm more about finding that nice, gentle roll through it at this point, you know? It's easier on my body, it's easier on my head, it's easier on my moods, it's easier on my bed. I made a little poem. Ain't worth much. I don't know. It's just it's all about aligning yourself with what you feel comfortable with. That also at least gives you the productivity that you need in your life. I need to keep producing, so I need to make peace with that. It was really, really nice in the young years where you had a job to do and you can just procrastinate, and then you can take a whole lot of stimulants and then just pop it out in 3 hours and then crash. But that doesn't work in your 50s. It really doesn't work in your 50s. You might be able to get one or two sessions where that is a thing, but not on a consistent basis anymore. Yeah. Survival is about navigating through the things that'll kill you. Things that don't kill you. We'll do it on the next round, probably. Survival is about navigating through the things that'll kill you. I love it, Michelle. Adventure. Every adventure is a gift. I like that. Thank you so much for that. That is going on today's. That is going to go on today's frame. I'm starting to get a good collection of these. I think I'm up to 17 frames in Forever is Fleeting. We'll see how many I end up with at the end of the year. I'm gonna ultimately take all of these that I've been creating through this year, and then I'm gonna put them together probably in a book at the end of the year. That reminds me, you know, I've always wanted to put together like a calendar of my artwork to sell to people. And I always forget. I always remember it in the beginning of December. And remembering to do the calendar for the next year in the beginning of December is always too late. And then I'm like, shit, I forgot again. And it's like, this has been 10 years going on. Like December rolls around, it's like, oh man, I forgot to put the calendar together again this year. Maybe I'll start that, make that a summer project. I should start laying that out now, picking out which images to do for the 2024 calendar. I probably have enough stuff to do an everyday calendar, but maybe we'll just start with 12. Yeah. I don't like damage. Damage is frustrating, costs money, and wastes time. Unless you're playing Rampage. Then you get points for it. Well, I have to admit, this is probably the biggest crowd I've ever had on a Saturday morning, so thank you all for being here. I will be back tomorrow. I have to get ready. I have got a site visit today. I have to go look at I have to go meet up with a builder at a house that he's looking at buying for himself. And wants to he wants my sort of advice whether or not he should invest in it for the next 10 years. So I have that later on this morning, and then I've got to work on a design for a pool house this afternoon. I kind of have to get that done for Tuesday. I'm trying to get on the road Tuesday and Wednesday, so hopefully I'll be on the road Tuesday. So, I'm really enjoying the creative coffee. You know, I get really sad when I miss it, you know, but I've kind of let go of the, I don't know, just the insanity of trying to be consistent every single week, you know, and just kind of be comfortable with just letting it be what it ends up being. That's really been the whole point of this sort of creative coffee show, is just, you know, just let it be what it needs to be. It's a vessel. Some days are good, some days are bad, but they're not like catastrophic. So, it helps, you know, the streaming thing helps with, like, the life of a creative artist is a lot of times just very lonely, just being in the studio by ourselves. And we lose a lot of partners because we spend a lot of time in the studio, because we have to spend a lot of time in the studio. and then we don't get to spend the time with our partners, and then our partners are like, I want somebody that's gonna be with me, you know, and I was like, but this is my job. I gotta pay the bills. You know, it's bite my ass. I don't know. This is why I joke with myself. I like to make myself laugh because I'm usually alone. And I like laughing. A lot better than pouting. Pew, 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 pew. It does, doesn't it? You know, I do my best when my friends are streaming. I do my best to at least be able to tune in to one boost the stats, but also to just to kind of be there. And I'm trying to get better at it. Um, this summer for me is going to be just all over the place with the move. Um, but I'm really hoping that by Labor Day I'll be settled into the new studio and I can start being a lot more consistent in not only my streams but in being able to support other people's streams. Um, you can only be so many places at once. I mean, I've got at least my limit is I can only be about at 4 places at once. That's kind of my limit these days. Until I can start cloning myself. But then there's going to be that one clone that just wants to be themselves, and then they just stop working, and then you gotta destroy them, and blah, blah, blah. 21st century problems. That's why I have a massage gun handy. By the way, this is the best massage gun. You know, I don't like those really, really, really big massage guns. I got this from my massage therapist, and you know, it's just really nice and handy and convenient. And I am totally just making sure I tend to my muscles these days. Especially, you know, sitting at, like, having to sit at the easel or sitting at the computer for 4 hours at a time. I can't do the 8 hours at a time anymore. You know, the fact that employers are like insist that like a person sits at a computer for 8 hours a day. I mean, that's just, it's almost torture. Fucking torture, man. Yeah, you tell them, Burr! You Burr, you tell them! I found out today that some dude loved the movie Happy Gilmore so much, he named his son Happy Gilmore. And that son ended up getting a golf scholarship to college, and I think is about to start playing golf professionally, and his official name is Happy Gilmore. That's the kind of world we live in. Oh, by the way, in case you guys haven't been paying attention, there's a massive throwdown going down in Russia right now in Moscow. All right? Russia is on the verge of a civil war revolution thing that all started last night, like about 8 to 9 hours ago, when that dude with the Wagner group that complains like an emo kid about not getting weapons, you know, he's basically taken his army of mercenaries and is marching towards Moscow. Wow. Man. It's just a strange world. It's strange. So, anyhow, we are coming to the end of our day, my friends. I don't know what to call you. Um, you all have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much. I really needed the company this morning. I had no idea what I was going to talk about or do this morning, and aliens have always we're aliens. I mean, I got aliens in my pants right now. Um, I shouldn't really talk about that. Anyhow, I'll save that for next week or tomorrow, if I'm still here. Uh, have a great day, Michelle and Thomas and everybody else who watched. You all take care of yourselves, and I will see you later. Peace. Where's the button?